Hi everyone, this is Veronica. Today our topic of discussion is Sarvatra Kavach. So what is this Kavach? We will discuss in detail. For video updates and queries, you can connect with me on Instagram and Facebook because I feel together we can make a difference. So now what is the relevance of this topic in your exam? It will be asked in your mains paper 3. It will be covered here. Science and technology, applications in daily life. Objective level, what is Sarvatra Kavach? What is Bhabha Kavach? Subjective level, modernization of the Indian Army. So now the context of discussion here is an Indian Army major has been awarded. The name of the major is Major Anup Mishra. He has been awarded Design Bureau Excellence Award by the Army Chief for indigenously developing Sarvatra bulletproof jacket. So what is Sarvatra? It is a bulletproof jacket. So talking about Sarvatra Kavach here, it can provide protection against various ammunition, which even includes your sniper rifles. It provides protection from neck to ankle, this is to be noted here, and upper arms. And this project was actually sanctioned in June 2017. Initially, the design and development of level 3A soft body armor suit was sanctioned, but later on it was upgraded and revised to include a level 4 hard armor panel inserts, and finally it is ready Sarvatra Kavach. See, here in this topic, as a matter of current affair being asked in various exams, so you should know about what is Sarvatra Kavach, you should know about what is Bhabha Kavach. So about it, they are one-liners, but they are very important. You should not confuse both the Kavach, you should know the differences also. And for the mains perspective here, we will discuss about the military reforms in army. So before talking about that, let me tell you here most important thing is about it will give protection against sniper rifles. So coming to Bhabha Kavach, so here, so that you don't confuse it in exam, we will talk about Bhabha Kavach also. So the armed forces has also placed a request. So it is earlier in July they placed armed forces, they placed a request for 2 lakh Bhabha Kavach bulletproof jackets with Ordnance Factory Board during August. And Bhabha Kavach is the lightest bulletproof jacket used by Indian Army, and this jacket has been named Bhabha because the technology which was taken from Bhabha Atomic Research Center, and the technology was nano-based technology. See, this Bhabha Kavach was developed also indigenously by defense organization. One organization was your Ordnance Factory Board, and another was Midhani. I will write here Midhani. Midhani is your Mishra Dhatu Nigam Limited, and with the transfer of carbon nanomaterial technology from BARC. So 3 organizations were involved here. Talking about what is Ordnance Factory Board, it is an industrial organization which is functioning under Department of Defense Production, Ministry of Defense, which is headquartered at Kolkata. And Midhani, it is a public sector undertaking, specialized metals, which is for specialized metals and metal alloys, which is manufacturing, which has its manufacturing facility in India, which is located in Hyderabad, Telangana. So you should know about these things. Now Bhabha Kavach is built from layers of high density, high tenacity polyethylene, which are fused together at high temperatures to form a thick hard armor plate. And talking about this BARC, this Bhabha Atomic Research Center, it is India's premier nuclear research facility based in Mumbai, Maharashtra. It is a multidisciplinary research center with extensive infrastructure for advanced research and development. So now the question is, what is the need of such bulletproof jackets? See, in the backdrop of several terrorist attacks, like we have seen Uri, we have seen Pulwama, Indian security forces are in dire need to develop and advance efficient and cost-effective security system which can potentially deal with the fast-changing threats of 21st century. So central armed police forces, like you have CAPF, that is your Central Reserve Police Force, you have BSF, Border Security Force, you have ITBP, Indo-Tibet Border Police, you have SSB, that is Sashastra Seema Bal, so which secure our border areas with more exposed to security threats, and hence Bhabha Kavach has been designed to protect Indian Defence Forces against, and so is Sarvatra Kavach. So I already told you Sarvatra Kavach is providing you protection against the sniper rifles also. Then they, like Bhabha Kavach, it is providing you protection against AK-47 rifle. It is providing you protection against INSAS bullet. It is providing you protection against SLR. So talking about AK rifle, it is 7.62, around 7.62 mm hard steel core or bullets fired from an AK-47 rifle. INSAS bullet, so this is bullet. This is your 5.56 mm Indian small arms system bullet, and SLR is 7.65 bullet of self-loading rifle, right? So this is the information which you need for your MCQ kind of exams. Now we will talk about, as I told you, this till now we discussed about MCQ, the objective part, but now we will talk about military reforms in India. India needs major military reforms to combat new challenges. After independence, if you see, the higher defense organization handed down by Britishers to Indians remained almost completely unchanged till Indian-China War in 1962, but after that we felt the need that yes, our defense forces reforms are needed. So our first defense plan was 1964 to 69, instituted to assess defense requirements. A planning cell was established. So they established a planning cell for it in 1965 in the Ministry of Defense. And the second defense, so this was your first defense plan. Second defense plan, it came after 1960, between 1969-74, and it was instituted on a roll-on basis. And what happened in 1974, an apex group under Union Minister of Planning suggested long-term defense plan is more effective and economically viable than fluctuating allocations. So if you see, till 1990, national security issues were being handled by CCPA, that is Cabinet Committee on Political Affairs. Then we have seen formation of CCS. This is important. CCS is your Cabinet Committee on Security, and this happened in mid 1990s. Okay. Now the question here is, what is the need for military reform in our country? First is your strategic challenges, especially in your South Asia. We have seen conflict in Afghanistan and Afghanistan-Pakistan border. We have unresolved territorial disputes between India and China. We have cross-border terrorism boundary dispute with Pakistan. They are sponsoring terrorism to our country. Sweeping radical extremism is there. We have left-wing extremism, that is Naxalism. We have growing urban terrorism. We have complex nuclear threat from hostile neighbors. So all these strategic challenges, there is a need of military reforms in the country. Then talking about the war plan, the absence of clearly enunciated national security strategy, that arises a need because India does not have a combined tri-service structure trained to handle an integrated war. Then talking about civil-military relation, there is lack of adequate institutional mechanism for dialogue between the civilian and military leadership. This is a very important concern because if you see what happens in US and Britain, civil and defense officers, they work together and they share opinion at all levels before concrete proposals are drafted for decisions by elected representatives. Then centralization versus decentralization. In UK, the Secretary of Defense has been made responsible for policy formulation, decision making, oversight functions, and these functions are taken up with the assistance of CDS. So here I am talking about the foreign countries. CDS is the Chief of Defense Staff. But in India, on the other hand, final authority, it lies with the Defense Minister, who functions from MOD along the Defense Secretary. Now, the three chief service chiefs function at the level lower than the MOD, leading to unclear delegation and accountability. Because in India, we have a prevalent fear that is greater unification of the services under one military officer will possibly diminish the control of elected representatives. Okay, now coming to military capacity, we have very low teeth-tail ratio, unfulfilled vacancies, deters the credible military capacity in the country. The present Sahayak system erodes the dignity of prestige of Jawans. An estimated 50,000 Sahayaks serve in Indian army. Then decreasing budgetary allocations, we have seen over the years it has decreased only. Talking about war equipments, the obsolete and outdated equipments have severely eroded Indian Defence Forces capabilities. Last year there was a survey which showed army has stated on record that 68% of its war fighting equipment is obsolete. Then we have procurement issues. The antiquated procurement procedures of military equipments amounts to immense loss of morals of soldiers, because they think that okay, we are going to procure something, we are going to buy something, but it takes years and years in the deals only. So we have these kind of issues, therefore the reforms are necessary. So therefore there were recommendations from Kargil Review Committee where they said development of India's nuclear deterrence is important. Intelligence reforms we should bring in. Border management should be made better. Defense budget they talked about. Use of air power they talked about. They talk about defense research and development. So I'm talking about Kargil Review Committee. Then even media relations they have talked about. Now what you need to note here, that CCS accepted its recommendations except the creation of the post of Chief of Defence Staff. Because see, the tasks here are like single point military advice to the government through CDS, inter-services prioritization. So such things were included in the recommendations. Now there is a demand of theatre commands for joint warfare in future conflicts. So creation of 3 new tri-services commands, like Special Operation Command should be created, Aerospace Command should be created, Cyber Command should be created. So what is a theatre command? See, it is a joint command which is unified and places the resources of all the forces, whether we talk about Indian Air Force, we talk about Indian Army, we talk about Indian Navy. So there is a tri-service and the command of single senior military commander. So in this joint command, all services work together and they maintain their independent identity also, while in integrated command, each service seek to merge individual service identities to achieve a composite and cohesive whole, because obviously interest of India for all these services is same. We need to protect the country. So here they have talked about theatre command because major military powers, if you talk about US, if you talk about China, they operate via theatre commands. So here I'm happy to tell you that yes, there are steps taken also. We have adopted major recommendations from your Sheikh Katkar committee for enhancing capability and rebalancing defense expenditure of the armed forces also. Then we have adopted recommendations of Kargil Review Committee also. For example, the Headquarters Integrated Defense Staff has been created to enhance jointness and build synergy among armed forces, including the areas of long-term plans, force capabilities, joint trainings, intelligence, capital acquisitions. So such recommendations have been worked upon, they are implemented. New defense procurement policy has been mooted. Joint exercises and operations are carried out from time to time. The ANC has been created, Andaman and Nicobar Command, that has been created to exercise command and control over tri-service and Coast Guard assets also. So yes, there are reforms, still many reforms needed, but we have worked upon few also. So talking about way forward, obviously, there is a need to formulate a comprehensive national security strategy, that is NSS. Establishment of Chief of Defence Staff is necessary, recommended by Naresh Chandra Committee. Enhanced defence budget, that means at least it should be more than 3% of GDP for defense modernization, that is very necessary. There's for example, use of artificial intelligence to combat modern warfare is necessary. Government has established task force under this Naresh Chandrasekhar committee. Then there is a need to optimize military performance in joint operation. We should also resolve the imbalances that has been created by the 5th, 6th and 7th pay commissions. And yes, I'm happy here to inform you that we have constructed a national war memorial and a military museum to honor sacrificed lives of our soldiers, to honor their lives, because it boosts the morale of the army people, of our security forces, right? So this is the way forward. So today we have talked about the current affair part also. We have talked about the main static portion also, where we discuss the reforms. So if you have any queries, you can connect with me on social media. Thank you.